Good morning. Hope you're all well. Ready to tune into another little ramble from me about mindset, well-being, self-mastery. Today I'm going to talk about habits and not, the regular habits we might think about when, things that you might do. You might fidget or, play with your hair or whatever. Not talking about things like that. I'm talking about, obviously within the context of what my little talks are all about. So it's about building and developing, habits. There's some research and various statistics and, as much as I'm a data guy and love research and whatever, I'm not going to get too bogged down and I'll bore you with all the full details. But they say a significant part of our daily lives are driven by habit. And obviously there are some really simple things like, get up in the morning, brush our teeth, wash ourselves. Well, I hope you do. But that's a whole other thing. If you don't want to, then that's up to you. You're more than welcome to live that way. It's not for me to judge. But everything from getting up, making our beds, going out for a walk, having breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on how you do it, they say. And I think one of the references that I have said it's something like 40% of our lives are made up from habits that we just do day in, day out without thinking. We just get on with it. And that's a good thing. And that's also not such a good thing, because what that means is when it comes to, wanting to change the things that we do, those ingrained habits that some we've developed from childhood, others into adulthood, and for whatever the reasons are, those habits actually stop us from doing more, being better, achieving more. And I'm not talking about fantastical achievements and, building a massive business empire or becoming, the next Usain Bolt. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about simple things that we want to do in our everyday lives, just to, nudge the needle, move the dial a little bit. Our habits are preventing us from making those changes. So the thing is, how do we move on from those habits? How do we change those habits? How do we start doing the habits that we want to do? How do we start doing the habits that we don't want to do? Well, it's simple and it's not, obviously. It's simple, but it's not easy, as I've said before. Now, I'm sure, some of you may have heard of the book Atomic Habits. You might have heard me talk about it or seen it in some of my content that I create on social media, so on. But Atomic Habits can be pretty heavy for some people. I'm a bit of a geek, so it was all right for me. Plus, I listened to the audiobook version rather than reading the book, and that was a big help. But there's lots of different references, formats, and podcasts and things out there that you can listen to. The author James Clear, and just get an overall, get an overview of the book without buying it, downloading it, whatever. But also as well, if you had an Audible subscription, there's a podcast called In the Habit, and it's by a neuroscientist and a comedian. I can't remember the neuroscientist's second name. His first name is Ash, and the comedian, her name is Alice. It's exclusive to Audible, but of all the things that I've read about habits and so on that have been, in the main, pretty dry, really. This 6-episode podcast, and they're not long episodes, so you can either listen to a full episode in little or no time, or you can split it up, and you'll get through them easily. What they do is they put a lighter spin on, what you can do to develop the habits that you want to achieve, that you want things to want. So that's my recommendation today, is actually a podcast review of Audible exclusive podcast called In the Habit by Ash, who's a neuroscientist, Alice, who's a comedian. Definitely worth checking out. If you manage to do it, let me know what you think. Take care. Said with love and respect as always. Bless up and one love. Peace.